Hello, welcome to episode number 3 of the Blame Game podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Richard, and as always, I'm with our other co-host, Dallas. How's it going?
Howdy, hello, hi there. It's going well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm a little nervous because I don't know if we'll be able to top not having a guest. Now it's
I
back
know.
to us, and people are gonna hate it.
True.
Um,
The pressure is on.
maybe we need to talk for you, and maybe to do
Every
every episode.
episode? Yeah.
Yeah, just talk every episode. You have to be there. Um, well, welcome everyone. If you don't already know, or if this is your first episode catching it, I'll give you a little quick reminder of what the podcast is about. It is a roundtable discussion among friends on various topics. Each person will bring one topic or question to the table for us to talk about. This can vary from video games, pop culture, movies, TV shows, what ifs, really anything that comes to mind. In this episode, it'll just be me and Dallas, but we will for sure have more guests in the future. Um, Before we get all that, I just want to say thank you for the reception of the first 2 episodes. Obviously, we recorded the first 2 episodes before we posted the first one, and so far it's been doing getting really good reception. It is on all podcast services, but we also made a YouTube channel that we post all the we break them down in topics, and we'll post it the day after the podcast is published, and then each day it'll be broken down, and you can. So if you're just curious of watching a shorter version, and you want to just pick and choose for the topics, go over to the YouTube page, and I'll put the link in the description. And subscribe over there because more subscribers mean more love. So today, since it's only me and Dallas, we are only going to have 2 topics. Dallas, do you want me to start, or do you want what do you want to go, or you want me to?
I don't care. I'm happy to
Okay,
start if you want.
no. Since
Oh,
you said you
take the
don't
floor.
care,
You
I'm going
don't
to take the
care.
floor
Duh,
because
absolutely. It's all
I
you.
like the spotlight. um, so the my topic for today will be. I was kind of. It's hard to. I'm gonna give a little backstory. I'm sorry. It's gonna take a minute. That I have always been really curious of exploration, and if you look back in history, like all the famous explorers, that just I can imagine you just getting on a boat and you're like, I'm just gonna go see where I run into, see what I run into, and it just got me thinking of in this day of age, what do you think we should as a human race? What should we explore first? Should we explore the explore space, or should we learn more about our own planet and explore the ocean? I know growing up, when I was growing up, they always said, only 5% of the ocean is explored. But I looked up the statistics before we started, and they said they've mapped about 20% now of the ocean, which is not much at all.
No,
So
it's
they've
not.
only explored 15% of the ocean in the
That's
last
always freaked me out.
35 years. Um, so with that, I think this is going to get into a pretty big discussion with it, and we'll have probably several questions leading into it. But what is your thoughts on it? What do you think we should explore first?
I think the way you coined the question in regards to what's better for the human race and whatnot, I think it's space. We've got to find a way to survive once this planet is dead. I mean, to be honest, that's so. And that's again me being the worst case scenario
But
person.
no, that's very pessimistic view
I,
on it.
I I know, but it's the truth. If you're looking at, and that's why we're going to Mars, right? We got to be prepared for that. I mean, the Earth is over 4 billion years old. I don't know what the lifespan is of a planet per se. I didn't look that up. Um, so I think the answer is space. But to your point of the ocean, and as a kid wanting to explore, the ocean's always been something to me that is just fascinating. And what's down there that we don't know about? Um, and is it? I mean, I only remember that movie, The Abyss, where the aliens
Yep.
and whole. Okay, so that movie was always just one of my favorite movies, and just kind of drew me into, oh, there's something down there we just don't know. And like you said, it's 20% only, and of the whole Earth, 70% of the Earth is ocean. 70%. That's a big chunk of this big planet,
Hmm.
and we only know 20% of it. So that my curiosity goes that way because it's more of a it's right here and it's in some degree tangible at least to my mind, and space is just something that is harder to do, but I think for the benefit of human race, I think the answer is space.
So I have some side questions to this too.
Hmm.
It's probably gonna be both sides, but since you said space, this also leads to the whole thing of I don't want to go into this whole thing about aliens. Really switch the subject to it, but and I don't mean aliens in the sense of like what is in the movies. Like you're going to see like a big headed little, a 2 foot big headed creature.
I
But
have no idea what they look
do
like.
you think there is another planet that has what we consider life? And when I say that,
100%.
I mean even like that could be plants. That's I
100%.
mean that can I mean any kind of form of life.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I can't confirm that, but my mindset is
If
that
you could, you probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to me.
correct. Very good point. But there's got to be, right? I mean, it's the universe is so big, we can't be the only intelligent life form out there. Or you didn't even say intelligent. You just said
Any life,
life. So
it's got to
no
start
way.
somewhere.
Wherever there's water, there's life. I think, right? And that's kind of. I think.
Um,
I think that is kind of
for the life that we
that we are
consider,
aware
yes,
of.
but you
Very
don't
good.
know
Also, a good
if
point.
something else evolved from another kind of of
Element. Understood.
element that
Understood.
they could evolve from,
Very good point.
because it could be an element we don't even know about.
Yeah, so the answer to your question simply though, yes, I do. 100% I do.
Hell, we just talked about it. We don't even know everything on our planet. So they could be something
Exactly.
in the ocean that could be saving us.
So and there's
Um,
stuff so far away. It's just unfathomable to think that we're alone out here.
so do you think, picking back off that, do you think two it's going to be either or. Do you think we'll find a planet suitable for human life, or will we find another planet that has some kind of life form first, that has an intelligent life?
I think the first. I think if I'm just being yeah, I think that we're trying that right now with Mars. I think right, aren't we? Trying to explore that planet. It's one step away from the sun, so a little cooler. I mean, we're about to burn into a blaze of glory. So I think that's what we're trying to do right now is find another inhabitable planet. I think that's way more likely within our own solar system before finding life on another planet.
I
Um,
th- I agree with you, but I don't think we're going to find something in our solar system. I think we're
I
going
don't
to have
either.
to
I don't either.
go.
That's why I mean, we're gonna. You mean to live or?
Well, to sustain life. I mean, human life.
Oh, really? You think we're gonna have to get out? Oh,
Oh yeah,
you
I
think the
think you're
sun's
gonna
on its
have
way
to
out?
go. I think you're gonna have to go to another solar system, um, and it kind of just makes you think of like,
We can
I
barely get
know.
to Mars.
Well,
You're
that's my
asking a
point.
lot.
It's not going to
An
be any
awful
time in
lot.
my. It's not, I don't think it's going to be in my lifetime for sure. I don't think it's going to be my son's lifetime. I don't even know if it'll be in his kid's lifetime. Um,
Has anybody decided what the Earth's lifespan is?
oh
Or,
no, I don't
or
think you think. 'Cause to be honest with you, we don't even know how old like humans have been on like you see so many stories, like fascinating, obviously they could be conspiracy theories or some like historical theories on like how long how many how, like I really am interested in like I don't know, I haven't made up my mind, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but I know there is a theory out there that um the earth could be a lot older than we even think of, and it could be other intelligent life forms, even if it might be humans that might have went extinct, and then before our history, quote unquote, that we know of, even existing. Because you think of ancient civilizations and how deep the earth is, you don't know what's buried underneath, and
Eh,
you say, and you think of like how deep can it be buried? Like you could be sitting on an ancient city that from
hello.
hundreds of thousands of years ago.
I mentioned this to you the other day. The lizard people of Los Angeles. Okay, I mean,
Those are just fucked up
there's
people. That I don't
no,
know, man. If you live in that
there's
kind of environment, you just don't know.
no, there's catacomb. You're 100% right, Richard. There's shit we have no idea, and that's just the surface of the Earth. The Earth.
Yes,
You talk
I
about the actual surface back to the exploring the ocean.
yes, I
You have
watched
no idea what's down there.
I watched a really good documentary on YouTube about uh, how ancient Rome is hidden in modern day Rome, and it went through Rome and it showed like on the streets of like where people are just walking, like on the bottom of a building where you see the bottom of an arch, and they kind of went back and obviously did like 3D rendering of that used to be the top of like a almost like a 4-story building that would have been like a Senate home or something. And it's one of those things of that's if you really think about it, yes, that is a long time ago, but it really wasn't that long ago.
No, in the
And if you
grand
think
scheme of
if you
things,
go
it was
back
not long ago at
and
all.
you see how much we built on top of that, and you think of millions of years, you don't know what kind of
Billions.
could be,
How old the Earth supposed to be right now? I looked it
no
up.
one
I'll tell you.
knows.
I'll tell you. Well, based on what science says right now,
Well,
as of
yeah, yes, that's what
radiometric measurements and all this, they're saying we think the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Okay,
yes.
so to your point, this was hundreds of years. What is this? 2,000, whatever. 2,000 compared to billion, it's nothing.
Yep.
So we have no
Yes.
idea all these billions of years ago. And I also
I
looked up the life expectancy. Okay, the other thing it says, if without nuclear
what is it, four
holocaust or
billion?
any nuclear holocaust or anything like that, the Earth can continue for another 1.75 billion years. I think that
Yeah.
was in 2019. So I
Yeah,
think we're
well,
good for
I'm
a little
sorry, shave
while.
off 3 years.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like to get back on topic though. I don't on space. My personal opinion on to answer the question, I think we should explore the ocean. Um, we should put more effort into explore the ocean. I know space is almost like the sexy answer. It's like this the girl like it's like you're sitting at the bar and it's the girl drinking alone at the edge of the bar and you want to go talk to her,
That's
but
just
you're
fair.
like I don't know if she's waiting for someone. But then you as you sit there and watch, you see guy after guy go up there and talk to her and strike out, and then and
I explore space.
I just want to go home and go to sleep. So that's how um, I feel like about the ocean. Like we should explore the ocean way more, and I'm talking about more of like government funding because all that like if you're talking about exploration with the government, there's always space, um, and
Can we?
just kind of try to
Can I
figure out.
pause for real quick? There. You said government funding, and just it set me off. Something that's happened here twice. This is totally off topic. I apologize. But you know where our money's going instead of into the ocean, Richard? You know where it's going? To making bike lanes. To making bike lanes. To making more traffic for the cars, but giving bike lane space. There's they ruined Riverside Drive by Dodger Stadium. They totally shut down this 2-lane road into 1 lane to give a whole lane for bikes. And they did the same thing over
Hey, they're
somewhere
trying
else.
to promote
Give me a break.
exercise,
They're
and they're
doing
trying
I don't
to
care.
lower the pollution.
I don't care. It's more traffic and we're paying for it. I don't
Well, of
understand how it
course.
happens.
Well, you pay. I don't know if you know this, but we pay for everything.
Yeah, and
So,
it just makes me livid because I'd much rather my money go into what you're talking about. I'd rather dive into the ocean. Anyway,
yeah,
I digress. I apologize.
no worries.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because and the thing I think about with the ocean is like I'm just curious. I don't know if you've watched the James Cameron movie, the documentary about the Mariana Trench
Oh, I
when he
did
dove.
not. I did not see that.
It is really good
It looks really, really good.
when he
Lots
dove
of stuff
down. I
happening.
watched it, of course, and it's crazy to me that that is the deepest that we've ever been into the ocean, and it was only about 36,000 feet. Um,
And
and
what was the depth?
that is deep.
What's the
Lem-
depth? What is the
well, that is, I think that's the lowest point that we know of
Oh,
in the ocean that he went. But it just makes me wonder, like, is that the low? Is that the deepest? What? But it it gets me thinking. Like, of course, he went down there and he went as far as you can go. He was only down there for I think only 1 or 2 hours.
not him,
And
right? It was a pod or
no,
something.
no, he went in the pod. He
James
was in the
Cameron
pod.
himself?
Yes, he was the only one in the
He's
pod.
such an OG. I want to be
But
James
it's one of
Cameron.
those things of he saw creatures that we've never seen before. He saw a lot of
What?
um,
I want to see this.
he saw a whole bunch of um, I don't know other. It was creepy. But the problem though is it makes you think of like it, how big the ocean is. He went down there for 2 hours and it was only his little pod. He could only see maybe like 10,
Correct.
15 feet in front of him. That is nothing. And so just because a creature didn't come near him when they see these bright ass lights that he's going down there, um, that's what else could be down there? Like, do you think there are huge creatures in the bottom of the ocean?
Yes, I do.
Like monsters.
I do. I do. I wouldn't call them monsters because
Well, I mean,
I
some of the
mean,
little
we
things look like
someone will
monsters.
look at them and call them that maybe because they're unfamiliar and we don't know what they are. They've probably been here long before us. I think that there's stuff that's surviving down there that probably eats blue whales or sharks or some shit. There's got to be. I would assume. Yes, I definitely do. Um,
Do you
Loch Ness
think
is
they're like big? I've been seeing I worry. I don't worry because obviously I don't want to stress about it. I don't know if there are huge monsters though, because how can they survive? Like you see those like almost looking like alien kind of things. Like
what, what do you
you
mean?
don't.
How could they survive? There's so much food in the ocean, right? I mean, and again,
I
there's
don't know.
creatures we don't know about. They're
It's
probably eating a food source we don't even know exists, or we barely
but
maybe saw.
well
I,
with
I,
the I'm talking about more because of the pressure and to survive down there. You can't be a big killer whale. I mean, you'll
well,
like
no, no,
collapse.
no. It can be. I mean, you've played or seen what's that stupid game?
Subnautica.
Thank you. Gamer would hate me for that. I apologize. Yeah, Subnautica, and there's some weird, correctly, logically shaped things for the
That
deep
is true.
ocean, and there's no reason to believe that couldn't exist. Things adapt to their environment, so
I
there's
would
no reason to
say I don't
believe
know if
that
you've ever
they're
seen the giant squid.
in
Those things are
Subnautica.
terrifying. No, no,
Yes.
in real life,
Oh,
like the actual giant squid, they're like
I'm gonna look it
how
up. I
big
think I
are they?
have. I think I have. I think I have.
No,
Um,
he caught one. He caught one on camera during that thing
but why would
because
we not believe? Oh yeah, that's correct. Why would we not
they can
believe
get
that
about
there's
7 feet,
something
7 feet long.
bigger? And I'm not talking, Godzilla, uh, um, but
What
serpentine
if
like,
what if there was a
something that
Godzilla?
that'd be
What?
awesome. First of all, that would be awesome. Second of all, because Godzilla's nice ultimately, right? Godzilla ultimately is on our side. Uh, so
it,
yeah.
I think we should because I don't see. I don't know if it's the reason why we don't explore it is because maybe people don't see the benefit of it because like if
For the
something can
ocean or
survive.
for the space?
Yes, because if something can survive under that pressure, I don't know if there's anything. Obviously, we can never survive down there, so I don't know if it would really how beneficial it would be for the human race in general. But I just think it would give us a better understanding of our own planet, and it might give us some insight of if we use that information to go into space, we might be able to see maybe a planet that is in the infancy
That is
4 billion years ago,
very
and
logical of you. Very
well,
political.
that's people out there. I don't know. I don't. Sorry to interrupt. I don't know if you listened to the last three episodes, but I am the logical one. and I
I
bring
don't
all
think
the
so. I
fact
don't
stuff,
think
and then Dallas disagrees, and then he talks himself into agreeing.
that's what you believe. And no, I'm not. I didn't disagree with you. I just think that that's a very good point. The way that you're explaining it in regards to the reason that we should put time into exploring the ocean. I didn't think about that. The fact that using that information for our own planet while looking for other planets, looking at something that works that we can discover that we don't know about our own self that will help us in finding something new. And that's a really good logic. I'm not trying to,
No,
make
I
your
mean
head any bigger than it already is. I'm just saying that was
no,
a really good point.
no. I mean, I just
I can
think
see your head already exploding right
there
now.
there could be minerals. It could be
No, for real.
different
Yeah,
kind of elements that
exactly.
we have no idea about, and I think
So big.
it could give us more of an more importantly though, I think it would give us more of an insight of our own history, because obviously I don't like to um believe a lot of like far-fetched like theories out there, but I
But
honestly do believe there was civilizations way before that we have no idea about, that
absolutely.
might have this is the kicker, that might have even been more advanced than we are now.
I believe you. I'm 100% I believe you. How did the pyramids get put together? How did there's still things that can't be explained today, and you're talking about even before pyramids,
Yeah,
which I get, but that is another thing. It's another whole discussion. But
I Allie doesn't believe me at all, but I don't know if you. It was probably about 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, where there was a scientist that think he found Atlantis in Africa.
no, I didn't hear
Um,
about that.
oh yeah, oh I got to talk. I mean, it's so, and I believe him. I honestly believe they found Atlantis. Um, let me see where the. Let me
There's a
see what's going
song
on.
about Atlantis, I think by Donovan. It just came to my mind. I'm sorry. Star would understand.
I believe it, but I don't. I don't know. Because if you think about where I think it's called it's the place in Africa where they deemed it the Eye of Africa, and if you look in if you search Eye of Africa, Atlantis or Eye of Africa,
I'm sorry. I'm
um,
searching Atlantis by Donovan,
oh
but
no,
I will now search
yeah,
Eye of
you search
Africa.
Eye of Africa, and it looks like a little island inside the Sahara Desert, and if you think
Oh yeah
about
yeah yeah
a
yeah yeah.
couple of thousands of years ago, that's where the ocean could have been, and that looks like what would have been described in um, what would have been described as Atlantis, like the outer rings.
Right.
And it's crazy because it's in the middle of the desert now, so obviously there's no water there. But it looks like erosion going straight out to the ocean.
Yeah, over millions
Now,
and
well, that
millions
only had
of
to be thousands of
years.
years.
Well, still, it's just these changes that are
And so like, uh, and I just think
that's
there was
pretty
maybe
crazy.
even more advanced civilizations that we have no idea about because it erased our history and we had to like, almost reset.
Yeah, I agree.
But um, with the space, the only last thing I will mention about the space is I do think there are planets out there that have um, life form in some capacity. I am I my logical mind wants to say, of course, there are other planets not in our solar system that have to have intelligent life, but I don't know if the thing about it is not to get very pessimistic. Now you're gonna love this. The reason why I don't think we ever find aliens, and the reason why I don't think we will ever find another planet, is because I think once it can't necessarily be humans, but when a civilization becomes intelligent enough to be able to travel that far, they're going to end up destroying themselves.
Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, look at this. Look at what state we're in now. You have wars
Yeah, but
still going on
you said it. You, I think
because there's always
I
going to
think
be
you presented it
once
wrong. I think what you said contradicted your statement. You said once the humans or
a
whomever
civilization.
civilization becomes intelligent enough to travel that far, they'll destroy themselves.
Yes.
Well, if you become that more intelligent, don't you think you're gonna be a little more proactive in preserving your civilization?
No, no, you would think
Just
that.
because you're leaving the have the ability to leave the area, I don't think automatically means your
Well,
civilization
let
goes
me let
to
me
hell.
clarify. Let me clarify.
Thank you, sir.
The reason why I'm saying that is because look at us today. I
We're a
think
mess.
we no. If you think about how the state of the human race now compared to 100 years ago, we are far, 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 far more advanced. Even 30 years ago, we can connect.
Yes,
You, I
correct.
we talked to Fuya last week from Australia,
So who
and we
knows in
start,
50 years what's
and
possible? Go ahead.
and I think with that, you're always going to have people, especially people that have a lot of power, i.e., like Russia or other countries around the world, that are just going to want to almost butt the system and destroy or be jealous of other people. The jealousy goes up, and it's always going to be you're always fighting the battle within yourself because even if the farther we get advanced, you don't pull every person with you. And you're always going to have people out there that want to butt the system, and you're going to always have internal conflict inside. When I'm talking about now, I'm talking about as the human race,
No,
and
I get that. I get that,
and eventually we're going to destroy ourselves.
but I think that happens regardless if we're able to travel far or not. I mean, that's just something that's part of.
No,
I don't think that
it,
contributes.
exactly, and that's why I don't know if we will ever get to that point.
Okay.
Is what I mean. I don't know if a civilization can ever get to that point because you're always going to have once you become intelligent enough and form more people, you're just going to have people that just want to almost see the world burn.
Oh,
And
unfortunate but
and
true.
and you can never cut it out. I mean, once they put out this fire, it's going to happen again because you would think at this day of age we would not have to worry about any kind of war. Um, it just doesn't
But
make
we're watching it
sense.
happen. So yeah.
And it doesn't make sense. Why even have any kind of war or conflict like that in between? And it's just going to be like that for almost ever. Because even if you think about, and I'm not even talking about in Europe, you're talking about the United States. You have people out there that just want to, for right or wrong, just want to argue and burn everything down.
There's
Um,
always it always exists. You're 100% right.
and for the
It's
right
sad.
or wrong, I'm not saying one side is right or one side is wrong
Oh,
because you can feel like you
I'll
want.
say one side is wrong.
Well, it
Um,
depends on the topic.
yeah, but there's got to
But
be
it,
somebody that's to be blamed.
oh
Okay.
yes, but it's just unfortunate. But I just don't know if we'll ever get to that point, and I don't know if a civilization can ever get to that point. So I don't think we're ever going to be visited by another advanced civilization.
So would you like to retract your answer then? Because you also said space would make sense. But now, based on everything you're saying, it almost
Oh
sounds like you
no,
think it'd be
from
a waste of our time
no
and we
no
might
from
as
my
well invest in the ocean.
no my answer from the beginning is I think we need to explore the ocean to learn more about it. And once we have a better grasp of our own planet, of course, we want to explore because we can find stuff outside that might help us here.
I
I
think if
don't
we're
know.
around, your answer initially was space. I'm just saying. I just want to clarify that for the people.
It's
They'll
all
know what I'm talking about because they heard.
I I said ocean. You said
No,
space. I said
you
ocean.
gave that speech later on, which I commended you for. But
I
you
said
started off
ocean.
with no, you didn't.
Mm, no, I asked you the question. It's
True.
my answer was always ocean first.
Anyway,
I think
anywho,
we should explore both, but I think ocean is definitely the where we go, and Atlantis was found. I don't care how they debunk it. So,
anyway.
with that, do you have any other closing comments about the ocean, about the little creepy aliens from Mars Attack that you think is actually
That are real.
alive?
I think that I stick to
What if Mars Attack actually happened?
that would
How
be the
fucked?
dumbest thing of all time. First of all,
How messed up would that be?
I would think more of Close Encounters. That would maybe happen.
ET.
Um, but I think to wrap it up from my perspective, like I said at the beginning, I'm more interested in the ocean. I think that's more appealing to my self interest and what I'm more curious about. However, I think for the benefit of the human race, as the question was posed, the answer is we gotta look into space and see how we can survive long term. And
Yep.
again, I don't argue with your point of learning the ocean to help us do that first. I think that's a good point. Um, but I don't think Congress
It's an
will agree with
ongoing
me.
debate. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
Oh yeah,
Um,
true, true. But yeah,
it's
Congress won't
just
agree with your
we're at the end of the day, you know
invest in
how
the
Congress
ocean.
are. We're actually not going to do either of them. So, with that, we'll wrap that one and we'll put a button on that. Maybe we'll have to come back
Ba-dum-bum.
to that topic later. Maybe when we have a guest, we'll get another opinion about it. But we'll go ahead and start with the next topic and see what Dallas has brought to us. Maybe it'll be a little bit more fun than my my
Deep
um
space and ocean
my
exploration.
thought
How does the
provoking one.
human race survive? I mean, what a subject.
You don't.
Yeah.